Yeah, can you hear me? Morning. Can you hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start. Uh, Welcome. So last class we discussed about the brief introduction we had about heat and the work, and we looked at what is the thermodynamic definition of the work, right? So work is a one basic mode of energy transfer. Okay, mechanics it is defined as the work is done by a force as it acts upon a body moving in direction of the force, right? So we also said work is a result of two vectors, right? So one is displacement, other one is the force. So when these two vectors interaction, sometimes the vector interactions are dot product, sometimes they are a cross product. Work is a dot product, right? That we last class discussed, right? So since it's a dot product, so it is given by the value, the magnitude is given by the magnitude of two forces multiplied A magnitude multiplied by B magnitude multiplied by the cosine of an angle between the two vectors. That is how we define the work done in mechanics. But in thermodynamics, work definition is slightly different. Okay, so how it is defined in thermodynamics? Work is defined as the work is said to be done by a system if the sole effect on things external to system can be reduced to raising of a weight. Okay, try to read it again. Work is said to be done by a system. I am doing an energy analysis on system, right? So I have a system. So I will say that work is done if whatever the effect it produces, it can be any effect. So the sole effect, what it produces on the things external means surroundings. Things external to the system means surroundings. Work is said to be done by a system if the sole effect on things external to the system can be reduced to raising. Whatever effect it produces, if I can reduce it to raising of weight, then I can call the work is done. Okay, I can say system has done work. Similarly, I can say conversely, if you see, if the effect of external on the system, right? The effect of whatever external does on the system, if it can be reduced to lowering of weight, right? Then we call it as a work is done by the surrounding of system. When the system does on surrounding, raising of weight. When surrounding does on system, is lowering of weight. Like that, you can define. This is slightly abstract statement of the work. On first reading, you will not understand. Okay. So when we explain it with examples only, then you will understand. Okay. First reading, it appears what is the statement. I was saying work done, reduced to things external to, right? Things external to surrounding. Okay. So let's look at what is that. So sign convention for work. Before that, let's see what is the sign convention. So sign work is done by system. Work is done by system is work done by system. Sorry, not is should not be there. Okay, this is a mistake. Work done by system. Work done by a system. It is arbitrarily taken to be positive. Work done by the system. When work system does work on the surrounding, that is taken as positive, arbitrary. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule. It's a convention that is followed. Uh, and then when work is done on the system, when work is done on the system, it is taken to be negative. If surroundings does work on the system, okay, so it's simple. Work done by the system means energy is transferred from system to surrounding. When system does work, what happens? It does work on the surrounding. What is the meaning of that? Work is nothing but energy transfer, right? So work is done by the system means energy is transferred from system to surrounding. So when energy is transferred in the form of work from system to surrounding, that is known as a positive. When work is done on the system, that means surrounding does work on the system. So that means work energy is transferred in the form of work from surrounding to system. So when that happens, system that is called negative. Okay, simple. So let's look at an example. Then you will be very. Let us consider water boiling in kettle. Right, water boiling in kettle. You know it, right? Kettle, you know that pouring tea you will use kettle. So let's take a water, boil it in kettle. Right? It's a very simple example. Or even pressure cooker. Let's say you remove that vessel. Remove the vessel, have water in pressure cooker, boil it. What will happen after some time? You see that steam will come out of that opening that is provided. Right? So similarly, you have a kettle. Right? I boil. What happens here? After sufficient temperature rise, it's boil electrical heating. I'm doing electrical heater is there, it's boiling. So here the steam is started coming out. Steam is coming out, right? You can see the steam, right? Can you see this? Is it visible on your screen or not? Steam. Okay. Steam
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's a simple example. You are heating water, steam is coming out. Now I say here, when steam comes out of the kettle, I say it is work is done by the system. Will you agree with me? Do you agree with me? I say when steam is coming out of the kettle, there is a work done by the system. Now this kettle is the system for my system, right? This boundary, right? There is a kettle is there. This boundary, which is the everything that is contained inside, is a system I have taken. This is a boundary. So this is there is a physical boundary is there, and there is a imaginary boundary there. Here there is no physical boundary. There is small opening is there, right? The steam that is coming out, it will be coming out at some pressure. Right? That it is at a higher pressure. Only steam comes out. If the pressure outside and inside is same, then there is no exchange. Mass will not flow from inside to outside. Right? You won't see anything coming out. The pressure is equal. Inside pressure is rising, therefore it is coming out. Right? So I say work is done here. Do you agree with me? Are you following what I'm saying here?
Yes, sir.
No. Not clear, right? Steam is coming out, I'm saying work is done, right? Not clear, very. So let's look at this. I have a fan. I hold a fan to the steam. Steam is coming with a certain kinetic energy, right? Some kinetic energy it has. So that kinetic energy of the steam is, when it interacts with the fan, it converts that, it starts rotating the fan, right? You have done this small experiment. As a small kid, you might have done this, right? Have you used such thing in when you were a child? You hold this and run around, right? When you run, it rotates, right? Or you hold it to a breeze. There's a wind, then it runs, then it rotates. Have you seen this or not? You're right. Such a thing made up of paper. You're not seen?
Yes.
Yes, right?
Seems.
Okay. So what I do, then I couple it to a. This is rotating. I connect it to a wheel that is tied with a thread. Thread is again connected at the end. Other end of the thread is connected to a small mass, right? So when the steam comes out of the kettle, it comes out with a higher velocity. That kinetic energy of the steam is converted, transferred to the fan. Fan is coupled to a wheel. Wheel is to the wheel I have tied a thread. So when this wheel rotates, the thread winds around this wheel, right? So when the thread winds around the wheel, it lifts the mass because the other end of the thread is connected to a mass, right? So here if you see a small mass, okay, which was at a lower height, now it is elevated to higher. So that means it's a potential energy is increased. We know that potential energy of a mass depends on the position where it is. If it is at a ground level, it does not have any potential energy. If mass is at a higher elevation, it has got a potential energy. So if you see here, mass which was at a lower energy, okay, is converted to high energy, right? From a low energy state to, it is lifted to a high energy state. By what? By a steam coming out of the kettle, right? So a simple phenomena like the steam coming out of kettle is it does not appear to be some work transfer for a just casual look at it. But if you see, it's a greater, what you can achieve, right? So then you feel that yes, the steam that is coming out has an energy, and that energy I can harness, right? How did I get that energy? The water that was there in kettle did not have any energy initially. How did it get that energy? By transfer of heat, right? There is a heat which is transferred to the water. Okay, this coil gets heated up, electrical energy converted into heat energy. Its coil temperature increases. Now, once the coil temperature increases, the heat is transferred from coil to the kettle. Kettle internal energy increases, it goes on increasing, temperature goes on increasing. When it increases boiling point, if there is a phase transformation, the water starts converting into steam, and steam has a very high volume compared to the water, right? Very large volume compared to water, right? Few thousands times, right? 1 liter of if you take 1 liter of the water, if you convert it to steam at same pressure, it will occupy thousands of times volume water. 1 liter is there, 1,000 liters, right? Few thousand liters. Okay, that's the exact number that we'll see later, but it is 1,000 times, right? So that what it means. Now you cannot accommodate that steamer cannot sit inside because its volume is very large. So either its pressure has to increase or its volume has to increase. So if you allow it to expand, so how you allow? You are allowing through a small gap. So therefore, what happens? Steam expands through this normal gap, right? So when it's small gap, it comes out with a very high kinetic energy. So that kinetic energy we are converting using a fan. We are converting into rotary energy of the shaft. On a shaft, I have mounted a small wheel. The small wheel is since it is mounted on the shaft, it rotates. When it rotates, it is tied with a thread. The thread winds around the wheel and it lifts the mass. Okay. So if you see here, the effect of steam coming out of the kettle as a result of heat transfer is what? Is a raising of weight, right? So that statement that the sole effect of a system to things external to it can be reduced to raising of weight, right? Then I can say what then. So here we say steam is doing work. Steam is doing work on the surrounding, right? So when we discuss more and more examples, this concept will be very clear to you. Okay. So any doubt here? Are you convinced with now the statement that I said? The steam that is coming out of the kettle is doing work here. Are you comfortable with this statement? Did you understand what I said now? Or any doubt you have? If you have doubt, please ask. Okay.
Could you summarize it, sir?
Okay. See, there is a system, right? System is something is happening, some change is happening, right? So now this kettle is my system. I am doing an energy analysis on this, right? So if I heat the kettle, what happens? You expect the temperature of the water increases, correct? This is a simple analysis. Now temperature increases and there is a phase transformation from a system to liquid water to steam, right? So if you look at this from mechanics definition, you don't see any work done here, right? But if you look at thermodynamic definition, what it says, if the effect of a system on surroundings, right, sole effect of system on surroundings, things external to it, can be reduced to raising of weight. So what is happening? Steam is coming out. So what I'm doing now, I add a fan to it, right? If I add a fan to it, what happens? This fan is rotated by the kinetic energy of the steam that is coming out, right? This is you have understood. Turbines you have studied, right? There are impulse turbines, reaction turbines, right? The jet of steam transfers leads to rotation of that turbine blades, that you know, right? So similar experiment here, simple experiment. This is a turbine, simple fan, right? So what happens when this kinetic energy it impacts the fan? It starts to rotate this, right? When it does that, this is coupled to a wheel. Now I have a fan. I have coupled it. I mounted it on the shaft, right? The shaft is on the shaft. I have mounted a wheel. So when this fan rotates, it rotates this wheel also. Is that clear to you? Are you following it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when this rotates, it is tied with a thread. Thread is tied to other end of the thread is tied to a mass. So when this wheel rotates, the thread winds around the wheel. So when it winds around the wheel, it lifts its mass. Right? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here a simple phenomenon of steam coming out. Please mute your microphone. Okay, so the steam that is coming out of the kettle is doing work, right? So now this heating of water and conversion, generation of heat, generation of steam, and steam exit from the nozzle, a small opening, can be treated as work done because we can use this to generate work. Right? So therefore, we say the effect of this is the system is doing work now. What it is doing, it is raising this weight. All right? When the weight is raised, energy is transferred to this. This energy of this mass increases. It was at a lower state of energy, ground statement, zero energy. It is lifted up means its energy has increased. Where did it come from? Energy cannot be generated from a zero, right? Energy can only be converted from one form to other form. That you studied, right? So this mass energy increased. How did it increase? Where did it come from? It comes from the steam. Where did the steam get energy? Steam got its energy from the heat transfer, right? Heat is a form of energy, is converted into pressure of the steam. Steam pressure is converted into kinetic energy of the steam. Kinetic energy of the steam is converted into kinetic energy of the fan. Kinetic energy of the fan is converted to kinetic energy of the wheel. Kinetic energy of the wheel is converted to potential energy of the mass. This is how the energy gets transferred from one form to other form, right? So this is therefore we say here work is done, right? So this is the fundamental understanding that the first time it was realized by James Watt. When people say that he was looking at a lid closed, right? There was a lid closed on the container and water was boiling inside. He saw that the container was lifting. The lid was lifting. That lid is a heavy mass, but it is lifting. He was surprised. How it is possible, right? To move things, you need a force. Where the force is coming from? The force is coming from the pressure inside, right? So he saw that. What he realized, if I don't heat the water, if there is no steam generation, the lid is closed. It sits tightly. Only when I heat the water, pressure increases and it lifts the lid. So that means when you heat water, you can get work. This is something that he saw, right? He realized work can be done. So that is how he came out with the work can be heat and the work are same forms of energy. That later it was proved by other scientists that work and the heat are same forms of energy. There is something called energy. Okay, energy is always conserved. Work can be heat can be converted into work. Work can be converted into heat. Right? This is the very great understanding in field of energy. Okay, this was not known earlier. So when people realize that they can convert heat into work, right? Heat can be converted into work. That was the biggest invention, I say. That led to industrial revolution, right? That is how the steam engines came into picture. The steam engines came, then the AC engines, turbines, all kind of. But the basic understanding of doing work, right? You get work from a non-living things. It was not there earlier, right? Earlier days, work was done either by a human muscle or by animal muscle. Okay, barring few exceptions. If you navigation, these wind energy based ships were there. They used wind energy to navigate, or some windmills were there. If you leave that exceptions, non-living work was predominantly done by the muscle power, right? Either human muscle or the animal muscle. That is the reason power, olden days, British unit for power is horsepower, HP. If you take any pump motors, they say how many HP it is, 1 HP, 2 HP, half HP. Commercially, still HP is the unit used for to measure the power, right? So because horse muscle was generating the power, right? So that is how that unit came into. The work can be done by only muscle power, either a human muscle or the animal muscle, right? So that is how that concept of horsepower came into picture. Okay, clear? So thermodynamics, any effect that the system produces on surrounding, if I can reduce it to raising of weight, then I can call it as the work done by the system. This is the thermodynamic definition of the work. Steam issuing from the same thing I stated here. So here what happens, this small thing can be, this entire system can be visualized as a engine which lifts the weight, mass. When the mass is lifted, energy is increased, its energy, potential energy increases. So energy is transferred from the kettle, water in the kettle to the mass tied to a thread. Okay, this is how you can say work is done. So let's go for different types of works. What are the different types of works? Okay, PDV work, right? There's something called a pressure into change in volume, type of work. Then there is something called electrical work. Then there is something called the shaft work. Then something called the flow work. Then there is something called work done in stretching a wire. Then the work done in changing area of the surface film. Right? Surface film is there, its area increases. Then there is a work done because the film has a surface tension. So film always try to contract. Right? It tends to reduce its surface area. So that is the reason when you have these bubbles, soap bubbles you create. As a small kid, you might have created small bubbles. So that small bubbles are spherical in shape. Why they are in spherical shape? Why not in any other shape? Because that the bubble is formed of a surface, and that surface tension is trying to reduce the area of the bubble. So the spherical surface is something that gives you smallest surface area compared to volume. If you take the area by volume ratio, volume by area ratio, area by volume ratio is lowest for a spherical shape. Any other shape, area by volume is higher. Okay, so that's the reason whenever there is a surface tension, those objects will be in in spherical shape. Balloon also will be spherical in shape because it is trying to, there's a surface tension which is trying to reduce its area, therefore it will be spherical in shape. Work done in a magnetization of a paramagnetic solid. If you when you magnetize and demagnetize the solid, paramagnetic solid, there's hysteresis. You have studied in PUC that hysteresis leads to the work. Electrical work is done when you magnetize and paramagnetize. That is the reason when this work is done, temperature increases. That magnetic material, if you magnetize and demagnetize continuously, so its temperature will increase because you are doing a lot of work. Its temperature will increase. Okay, so that is how. Similarly, if you shape material, if you shape materials using shear, the stress in this thing you have studied. You had this first year. You had workshop practice. Workshop is not there, no, for you. Okay. Anyway, machine shop you will study that. In machine shop, when you do the cutting of metal pieces, it's work done, working. So when you do that, that metal piece temperature increase becomes very hot. Hot. I don't know whether you observed in other places, or if you see your tires, if you drive for a long time, if you come back and stop the vehicle, if you touch the tire will be warm because there will be a lot of friction that the tire experiences. Therefore, they will explain work is done on tire, therefore tire temperature increases. Okay? Similarly, whenever work is done on a system, its temperature increases because energy is transferred to the system. Okay. So these are different types of work. That's the reason in beginning we said work and heat transfer bring in same effect in the system. Okay. When you transfer heat, it's a property change. Properties also change when you transfer work. So therefore, work and heat are known as the forms of energy. PdV work. Let us see what is a PdV work. Okay. Consider a system consisting of gas. Let us consider a system considering of gas. Piston is the only boundary which moves. This is a piston and a cylinder assembly I consider. Okay. So there is a piston and a cylinder assembly. There is a gas inside. Okay. So these cylinder walls are rigid. Okay. They are not moving. The only moving boundary is the piston. Piston can move, right? Back and forth, forward and backward motion it can do, right? So let us consider gas inside the piston and cylinder assembly. Okay. Let the piston move from state 1 to state 2. Okay. See, pressure. Let us assume that pressure inside is P1, volume is V1. Outside pressure is less. Therefore, what happens is it moves the piston, right? So when it moves, and after some time, when piston moves out, it reaches the state 2, right? When it reaches the state 2, volume has increased. when it piston position changes from a state 1 to state 2, okay, state 1 is the piston position, state 2 is another position. So the volume inside the cylinder will become V2 and the pressure will become P2. Right? There are two states. Initially, volume gas was at a P1 state, P1 and V1 state. Pressure P1, volume V1. After some time, it changes. There is a change of state. Okay. So when it change of state happens, this final state is called state 2. That at that state, the pressure is P2, volume is P2. So let us try to plot this on a graph. So if I take pressure volume graph, okay, two properties. I need only two properties to define the state that we have seen, state postulate. So initially it was a state 1, okay, and then state 2. So the change happens. I assume that the process of change from state 1 to state 2 is a quasi-static, right? Or equilibrium process. So what is the meaning of that? I am able to, at every state, when it changes, there is a small increase in volume and decrease in pressure, right? Along this curve, there is a increase in volume and a decrease in pressure. So this happens in a small value, small increments, right? So the previous state and the next state are in almost equilibrium, right? The difference between two states is very small. Such a small steps it occurs, right? Such process is not known as a quasi-static process. So when that happens, so that means this such process is quasi-static process. Okay, very slow and a gradual process. I am able to represent it on the graph PV diagram. So I consider it in between some state, right? At some location, pressure is P, volume is V, right? Here, let us say I call this state as pressure P and volume V, some value in between, right? Initially it is P1, finally it is initially it is P1 V1, finally it is P2 V2. In between somewhere, I call it as PV. Volume is P, volume is V, pressure is P. Then volume increases by a small amount, right? dV, right? Very small amount. When this volume increases, this small displacement, right? This small displacement volume comes from a movement of the piston, right? This increase in volume dV can be calculated from the displacement of the piston. So if you see the piston here has got a cross-section area which is not changing. Area of the piston doesn't change, it's constant. So that means increase in volume comes from only movement x, the displacement x dx of the piston. So from that I can find out the volume, right? So if we take this, what is work? The mechanics definition of work is what? Work is the force into dl, small length dl. So I am saying it the piston moves a small length dl. So therefore I call it as for dw work done, a small amount of work done by the gas when the boundary is moved. So this boundary is moved by a small distance, that is dl. When the system is, the gas is a system, this is gas that is inside is a system, it moves the boundary by a small distance dx or dl. So when it moves the boundary by small length dl, there is a increase in volume of the system. So when it does, so the force, this pressure that is acting on the how this displacement is happening, it is happening due to the force acted, the force that is created by the gas. The gas inside creates a force on the piston. What is the force acting on the piston is pressure into area. Pressure into area gives you force. So that force, now work done on the piston, I call it as F into dl. That's fine. Mechanics definition of the work done. Force is there into force dot dl, right? Dot product. Force is a vector, dl is a displacement is a vector, dot product if I take. So both here, if you see, force and the displacement are both in the same direction. Therefore, angle between the cos theta, if you take, cos theta is 0. Theta is 0. Angle between two vectors is 0. So therefore, I call it as the force into magnitude of force and into magnitude of displacement. Right? Therefore, you get this force. I can substitute it as this force will be equal to pressure into area. Whatever pressure is acting on the piston is that pressure at that point of time, pressure into its area. will be force. I substitute this. So then if I take this A into dl, area of the piston into displacement of the piston, okay, is increase in volume. That is called a dV, small increase in volume. So the work done on the piston, the boundary, can be written as PdV. Whenever the system boundary moves, right? There is a system is there. This boundary is displaced, right, against the surrounding, right? This system boundary, if you see, there is a boundary. This is the boundary. This portion of the boundary is rigid. It is not moving. Only moving boundary is this. This boundary is able to move. When it moves, it does work on the surrounding. Okay, it is surrounding is there, right? So work is done on the surrounding. So what is the amount of work done? Work done is force into displacement. Force exerted by the pressure force exerted by the gas on the boundary. Okay, so that force is given by pressure into area. Okay, into dl. So even if you take a irregular boundary, here it is a regular boundary, plane. Okay, pressure is equal everywhere. Suppose you take the irregular boundaries, then also this equation is valid. dw, small work done at any boundary, is the its area, small area of that boundary, into pressure, local pressure. If pressure is not the same everywhere, you take the local pressure into area into displacement of the boundary. It will give you the work done by the system on surrounding. Okay, so this is how you get that. This is called PdV work. This is a boundary work. Okay, the work done by the system on the boundary. When it does the work on boundary, the work is transferred. The work transfer happens at the boundary. Right, the work is transferred from system to surrounding through a boundary. Right. Okay, so this is how, this is called a PdV work. The concept of PdV work is very important. We go on using it in many topics. In the BTD also we use this PdV work often and again, and even in applied thermodynamics we use this. In turbo machines you will use it. Okay, in most of the thermal subjects, concept of PdV work is very important. This is often and again used. So it should be very clear to you. Please, after this class, read this. Try to understand this. Okay, if you have any doubt, please ask the question. Okay, so this is very important concept. You need to know. Okay, so this is called the PdV work. Sometimes there will be a short note on PdV work. You should be able to write, draw these sketches and write this. Okay, clear? So if I do this, yes. Okay, so what I have done here is I have done the work done for a small displacement of a dl, right? So when the piston moves from position 1 to 2, volume changes from V1 to V2, pressure varies from P1 to P2. So during this entire process, if I want to determine the work, how to get that? I integrate this, right? This is small pieces I integrate, right? So integration, when I integrate, how to integrate this integration? I have to integrate this, right? Integration from 1 to 2, right? So PdV work, the total work done will be given by work done during process 1 to 2 will be written as integration over V1 to V2, right? When volume changes from V1 to V2, PdV, okay? P into dV, integration of this product, okay? So here, if you integrate this differential equation, you get a total work done during process 1 to 2. So if you want to integrate, how to integrate this? Either you have to convert P into in terms of V or V in terms of P. Okay, there are different character properties, right? Both are different. So either you have to substitute V in terms of P or P in terms of a V. Suppose you want to integrate Y dy. How you have to do? Either you should find out Y in terms of X or X in terms of Y. Only then you can integrate. Otherwise, you will not be able to integrate. Right? There are two different variables. Okay. So how to substitute and how to find out the integration for different practical situations that we will discuss. Right. So is it clear? Work done. Okay. Work done in a boundary work done when a system boundary moves is given by equation equal to integration PdV. So this mathematically you can find out by integration, or if you know how to draw this curve, if you are able to draw the curve, you can geometrically also determine this. You can find out the area of this. Right? Graphically also it is possible to find out this area. This is very useful concept because this graphical method measurement of area is also used in IC engines. IC engine PV diagrams are drawn using the pressure sensor and the displacement sensors. Using displacement and pressure sensors, position of piston is position of piston and sorry, pressure inside the cylinder. Both are measured and they are plotted on a graph. So using graph you can get work done in a IC engine cycle, right? Yes, IC engine has different processes, right? Suction stroke, combustion, expansion stroke, right? The compression, right? Then exhaust, right? All these processes that happen in a IC engine cycle that you have studied in the EME. So during the process, you want to measure what is work done in every cycle. It can be measured using putting a pencil pressure sensor inside the cylinder, and the position of piston can be, because it depends on the angle of the crank, that can be converted into volume. So using plots are you can plot a graph of a PV. So once you plot a PV graph, you can easily find out work done in every cycle. That is called theoretical work done in a cycle, because work done in the cylinder is different from what work you get at the shaft. Because when you work done at the boundary here this boundary gas, when it expands, it is doing work at the boundary. But this work is not what you get at the this piston is connected to crankshaft, and crankshaft is mounted on a shaft. A shaft rotates. Shaft is again mounted with a gear. So then you have a gear train. You gear transmission, power transmission through a gear train to wheels, right? So, but what you get at the shaft end is not what work is developed here, because there is a lot of frictional losses. This piston rubs the walls of cylinder. So there is not whatever work it does here is not the same what you get at the end, because there is a lot of frictional losses. So these frictional losses you want to find out. So for that, people use that PV diagrams, PV plots they call it as pressure theta, or sometimes called pressure theta plots. Pressure theta because volume is written in terms of the angle of the crankshaft. Pressure P theta diagrams or PV diagrams, both are possible. Using that, one can find out ideal work done in the cylinder. So that's very important concept to find out the work done in a expansion process or a movement of a boundary is given by the PV area under the PV curve. Okay, if you are able to draw graphically, if you can represent PV curve, one can find out the area, and you can use that area gives you the work done. Or you know the equation for this process. This equation is defined through this curve is defined by some equation. If you are able to find out that equation, then what you can do, you substitute here P. If you know the relation between P and V in terms of an equation, substitute that and integrate this. So when you integrate that, you get the either way you can find out the work done in a expansion process. Okay. Let us look at the process where let's consider different types of processes possible. So if you look at first one is constant pressure process. If when piston excuse me, when piston moves from a position 1 to position 2, the volume increases and the pressure decreases. We know that. Or the situation is such that you have some way you are able to, or by heating or doing whatever you can do, you are able to maintain pressure inside the cylinder constant. Piston is moving, but the cylinder pressure remains constant. Such process is possible. Such process are possible. Okay, when piston is moving, you can add energy and increase the pressure. We know that adding heat causes an increase in pressure. Okay, so whatever loss of pressure is happening due to increase in volume, if it is compensated by heat addition, then what you get is you end up with a process called a constant pressure process. So in a constant pressure process, what happens? Pressure is constant throughout the process. Only volume increase happens. So if you want to find out the work done in such a process, system changes from state 1 to state 2. What is the work done? How to find out? Is you have to take either if you know if you can plot this graph, plot the graph, right? Pressure value you take on the y axis pressure values. It is Newton per meter square. You take some proper scale. Here you take a volume meter cube, represent this, then find out the area. Right? Area when you find out, okay. Please switch off your microphone. Who is that? Please switch off microphone. A lot of disturbance is creating. Okay. So if you find out this area, the area will give you the work done in the process. So this is graphically we can do it. You find out just area of this. Okay. You know these scaling factors. Then you multiply by those. You find out the volume increase here, and this is a length. Now this length represents volume, change in volume. This height represents a change in pressure. Change in pressure multiplied by change in volume will give you total work done. Okay, this is graphical method of finding out, right? Or you want to do it using the integration. So integration, how to do it? So if you take this equation, work done is equal to integration of B dV over V1 to V2, right? From state 1 to state 2. So I know that here I'm saying in this process, pressure is constant. Pressure is constant. Any constant, if it is constant, what we do? You can take it outside, right? This pressure can be taken outside the integration sign. Once you take it outside integration sign, integration of dV will be, what is integration of dV? What is integration of dx? If you integrate dx, what you get?
X.
What is integration of dx is x, right?
X.
You have to substitute upper and the lower limit. Then, right? Similarly, here the integration of dV will be v, volume, right? So integration of a dV will be volume v. So if you substitute upper and lower limits, upper limit is v2, lower limit is v1. So upper limit minus lower limit, you get a v2 minus v1. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So like this work is done here in this process when if the pressure is work done in a constant pressure process is given by equation. You can by mathematically by solving this also you can find out, or you can graphically also you can find out by finding out the area, right? So this is for a constant pressure process. This is one type of process, thermodynamic process. There are different thermodynamic processes are there. This is constant pressure process is also known as isobaric, right? Isobaric or constant pressure, both mean same. Isobar, bar means the atmospheric pressure, barometer is one bar is the pressure unit, right? Isobaric like that. Okay, so isobaric process or constant pressure process. Similarly, we have a constant volume process, right? Constant and volume is constant in a process, right? So such process when volume is constant, such processes are known as a isochoric process, right? So how to represent a isochoric process? So to represent isochoric process, what is happening? Pressure, volume is constant, only pressure is changing. You can have such a situation. Suppose you have a closed cooker, pressure cooker example. We have been taking. Pressure cooker is closed totally. You are adding heat. What is happening? Pressure is increasing inside, right? And heat is added. The inside pressure goes on increasing, right? But it is during that increase in pressure, volume is constant, right? Volume is a constant. Or suppose you have a pressure cooker, cool it, right? The pressure inside decreases. Temperature decreases means pressure will decrease, but volume is constant. I gave you example. No, you take a plastic bottle at room temperature, total empty bottle. You take it, don't have any water inside. Air is filled at room temperature. You take that, close that cap tightly, and keep it in fridge. What happens if you do that? Have you done that experiment? Plastic bottle. What happens if you take a plastic bottle which is tightly closed and filled with air at room temperature, is kept in fridge? What will happen? Any idea? Anybody? Has anyone done this experiment? I told you, no, at the beginning only, first day.
Increase.
Huh?
Yes.
What happens?
Inside
You have
the
a
pressure increases.
No, don't.
Inside the bottle, pressure increases.
No, you keep it in fridge. What happens? If you keep it in fridge, pressure increases. You have a water bottle, no water inside,
No.
only filled with air at room temperature. such bottle you keep in fridge, what happens? Have you done that? Do it that experiment, then you will understand. If you don't do the experiment, you will not understand what happens. Only when you see it, you will be able to tell. Has anyone done this? Anyone has experience of doing this?
Volume of the bottle.
Volume decreases, correct? Or volume collapses. The bottle
Volume
crushes.
of the bottle increases.
Yeah, bottle gets crushed, right? Because inside volume is less, inside pressure is
Yes.
decreasing. Inside pressure is decreasing, outside atmospheric pressure is more. Therefore, it is crushing the bottle, right? If when the bottle was at room temperature, pressure inside and outside was same. When the bottle was taken to low temperature, at low temperature pressure decreased, right? So when pressure decreased, it got crushed by the outside pressure. Suppose you have a rigid bottle, steel bottle, it will not get crushed. Only inside pressure decreases. Pressure inside will be less, right? But it will not. It's a rigid. Volume will be constant. If you have taken a steel bottle, it will not get crushed. But what you see is inside pressure has. Suppose if you try to open that cap, such bottle, you find it very difficult. There will be some sound you will get when you open it, because suddenly when you open that cap, what happens? Air gushes inside, because inside volume is very low, inside pressure is very low, so outside air will try to enter through a small opening that you give. So there you get some sound, right? So that you can have a process. What I'm trying to explain here is you can have a process where the volume is constant but the pressure is decreasing. Such a experiment is possible. So similarly, you can have a pressure increases when volume is constant. That both ways is possible. So when such process can be represented on PV diagram, how do you represent? Initial state is P1 V1, right? Initially pressure was P1, volume was V1. Final state is P2 V2, right? So if you plot this, if it is an quasi-static process, how you represent this? This represents from 1 to 2 a straight line, because all along this line pressure is constant. Right? Only volume is changing. Vertical line represents a constant pressure line. Okay. So similarly, horizontal line represents a constant volume line. Here, volume is constant along this line. Here, along this line, the pressure is constant. So such a thing, how to find out? So now the PdV work is area done, right? Area under the work, right? So what is area under the work here? What is area under curve? How to find out area under curve here? What is the area under the curve? Here, area under the curve we found out. No, this is a curve 1 to 2. For this curve, I found out area under the curve. So what is the area under this curve?
Integration from P1 to P2 PdV.
Okay, that is fine.
Sorry, VdP.
No. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay, you want to do that integration. We'll look at that integration. Okay. So let's take this. So I am writing integration of PdV is 0. When I say volume is constant, means what is the dx? If you differentiate any constant, what do you get? If x is a constant, dx will be equal to differentiation of constant is what?
0.
0, right? So during this
0.
process, during this
Yes.
entire process, small changes in volume. There is no change in volume. Volume is constant. So that means dV quantity is 0. Pressure is changing, but dV is always 0. Right? What is integration? Integration you get. What is this PdV? PdV is this, right? See here, this is the pressure, height, into dV, volume. P into dV gives you area. Correct? In this case, here you have pressure, fine, but no dV, no change in volume. So therefore, what happens? In every step, there is the volume is 0, change in volume is 0. Therefore, no work is there. So in a constant volume process, no work is done by the system. If it is a constant volume process, system does not do any work. Clear? In an isochoric process, no work is done by the system. Neither work is done by the system, nor work is done on the system. Is that clear? Okay. For a constant volume process, no work. work is not done. If a process is constant volume process, no work done. Okay. Are you able to follow this? What I'm saying? Is it clear to you? Okay.
Yes.
Any doubt you have? Okay. If there's no doubt, we'll proceed to next. So we saw two processes. One is constant volume process, constant pressure process, and other one is constant volume process. Such processes are possible. When those processes happen, what is the work done at the boundary? When system boundary is placed, so it does work on the surrounding. So what is that work? So it's very clear. Only when the boundary of the system is displaced, when boundary moves from one location to other location, only then work is done. If boundary is not moving, boundary is very rigid, it's not moving, then no work is done. Okay. Then boundary moves, only work is done. Is that clear? Okay. So when boundary moves, only work is done. Then only work is done. Otherwise, no work is done. Boundary is rigid means no change in volume. Volume is constant. If volume is constant, no work done. Okay. Clear? So it's called work is called a boundary phenomenon. There's a reason work is called a boundary phenomenon. It happens only at the boundary. Only when boundary moves, you get work. When there is no boundary movement, no work done. Clear? So process in which, let us take another example, process in which the PV is equal to PV to the power n. You can have such process, right? PV to the power n. Such process are possible. Such as some index value n is there and pressure P, value V is constant. Throughout process, this product is this quantity is constant. Such processes are possible. They are known as polytropic processes, right? So if you take that processes, this n value can vary. This n value can vary from 0 to infinity. If n is 0 means it is a constant pressure process. If n is infinity means it is a constant volume process. Okay, clear? So this you can write that if I put this here n equal to 0, that is a constant volume process. N equal to infinity means a constant volume process. So in between, if n is other than 0 or infinity or different values of n, you can get different curves like this. Okay, as n value increases, right? So the curve starts shifting to lower. When n becomes infinity, it becomes a vertical line. When n becomes 0, it becomes a horizontal line. Right? Like this, we can write this kind of a process is known as a polytropic process. These are very popular. They are often used in most of the practical applications. Okay. So here, for this process, how to find out the work done? So here I know that PV to the power n is equal to constant. Right? How to find out? If I know if I am able to draw the graph, I can find out area under the curve and graphically find out. If I don't know how to find out this, I can I have to integrate. So if you integrate this equation, you get a solution like this. Okay, at the end you get a solution like this. So how to do this? Okay, to do this, what you have to do? You have to substitute integration of 1 to 2 is equal to, you have to substitute P in terms of V or V in terms of V. So it's better to substitute P in terms of V. So P in terms of V, if you substitute it, becomes P is equal to C by V to the power n, right? That you take it and substitute in the integration and do the integration. So this is an exercise for you. Please do it. Okay. So or you can simplify this equation and write in the simplified form like this. Also you can write. Okay. So this is this you have to do that. It's a homework for you. You have to show this exercise. Do it and show me. Similarly, you can have a process in which the let us take this. Okay, one more thing. This equation, what you have written here, is valid for all values of n except n equal to 1. When n is equal to 1, you cannot use this equation. If n is equal to 1, you can't use. What will happen if you equal n equal to 1? What will happen here? See this n. If I substitute 1 minus 1 0, it becomes infinity. So it is indeterminate. So that for that case, this equation is not valid. You should not do that. Okay, clear? So this equation is not valid for n is equal to 1. It is only valid for all values other than 1. It should be either it is less than 1 or more than 1. When it is exactly equal to 1, it is not valid. If it is less than 1 also, fine, no problem. It is more than 1 also, no problem. Okay. So like that, you should be very careful with this. So when PV, when n is equal to 1, so such graph is shown here, right? Pressure and volume at state 1 and pressure and volume at state 2. So if you do this, how to find out? You have to integrate again, once again. What we do, you have to integrate if you do the integration, here once again, what you have to do, you substitute V in terms of P in terms of V and do the integration. If you do the integration, you get an equation like this. W1 to 2 is equal to P1 V1, that is initial pressure and initial volume, into ln of P1 by P2, right? Or you can substitute, or you can write it as also, this can also be written as V2 by V1, right? P1 V1 into ln of P1 by P2, or you can write V2 by V1. Both way you can write this equation. So these two are smaller derivations. Please do it yourself, because simple integration it is. What you have to do, substitute P in terms of P, okay, and then carry out the integration. Can you do it? Will you do it? Am I audible?
He tries.
Huh? Try. Next class, when it is? Next class is on Wednesday, right? Next class is Wednesday, right? Yes or no? So Wednesday, before Wednesday, all of you do this derivation for both isothermal. This is called isothermal process. This PV is equal to constant is called isothermal process. This is called a polytropic process. For both, please find out do these equations, derive these equations, draw this graph. This needs sketch you have to draw. Okay, you can refer a book, thermodynamic book, no problem. Okay, do this derivation and then submit it. Okay, even in Google also you will get if you search. Am I clear? All of you should do that.
Isothermal and polytropic process, sir.
Yes, yeah. This is the left one is called isothermal process. The right one is called a polytropic process. Clear? This you have studied in PUC. I think you have done it. PUC or engineering, AME at least. It is there. These derivations are there in plus 2 and engineering, first year of engineering. Some subject you study it. I don't know which subject you study. Physics, chemistry, or EME. Which subject you have studied, I don't know. Okay, do this. It's a very simple mathematical manipulation that you have to do it. Okay, clear? If you don't understand, anyway, I'll explain. No problem. But try this. It's a small assignment for you. Do it. Okay. And these are very class assignments. Don't take this as assignment. Don't write it in book. That different assignment I'll give. For submission, there will be different assignment. That is different. This is simple assignments I'm giving. Simple assignment I'm giving you, so that you are able to recollect what you have studied in earlier years in plus 2 engineering first year. Okay. Yeah. So I think we are running out of time now. We'll close this session. If there are any doubts, please ask. If there are no doubts, we'll wind up this session. Okay.
Sir, what about notes?
Notes today I'll send. I'll check first where to. I think we can do it in this Microsoft Teams. We can upload notes.
Yes, sir.
That I'll do. I don't know how to do that. I'll ask my friends, and then I will do that. Okay. So if there are any doubts, today I'll do it. If there are any doubts, please you can ask me. If there are no doubts, we'll close this session. I'll download attendance and then you can leave. I will wait for 5 minutes. If you have any doubt, please ask. Everything is clear? Everybody understood everything? 1 hour, whatever I taught? Very good.